Do you have this strong intuitive feeling that you are just destined to build a business and a life that stands out amongst the rest, but you just don't know how to get there? I feel you. I've been there, and I can see that you are another fellow flamingo just waiting to take flight. My name is Megan Shallow, social media guru and founder of BNL Media Consulting, and this is exactly what I have done through building my own beautiful empire that has become a unicorn in the social media management world, as well as a safe space for entrepreneurs to feel empowered with their digital marketing. All of this was founded on the basis of 3 magical words: breathe, nourish, and love. Are you ready to learn how to be that entrepreneur who shows up online and offline with confidence, has a business that makes an impact in this world, and lives a life full of connection, love, prosperity, and joy? If the answer is yes, then let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fly Flamingo Fly with your host, Megan Shallow, founder of BNL Media Consulting, social media. I don't even know what I would call myself. Some people say expert, some people say guru. I just say lover. I love social media and the power it has to build community and connection, and that is how I've gotten here. And today's episode actually came to me in a meditation yesterday, so I feel called to simply just go with it. And I hope that it lands for you as much as it will probably land for me at the same time. I love these episodes where it is more of a free flow thought process and I can just kind of speak my truth, which is kind of what this episode is about. I was meditating last night. I've started trying to meditate at least 10 minutes every day. And it's never every day because realistically life happens and sometimes it just doesn't happen. But when I do, the answers always show up. And I have started to realize that I definitely feel like I have some magic powers sometimes. And meditation is definitely making me feel like I have even stronger magic powers. And sometimes I'll be meditating and I'll just get these downloads. It's like a 1-sentence thing. And it's just exactly what I need to hear. And nothing in my world made sense from my mind, and I couldn't really give myself advice. I just went through a personal thing that occurred that threw me a little bit through a loop, but also I intuitively knew it was coming. And as I swear that happens to me, I put myself in situations, and then as soon as I do, I already know what the outcome's going to be, but I do it anyways. And yeah, so I needed some wisdom, and I couldn't, what people were saying just wasn't quite landing, and what I was telling myself from my mind wasn't quite landing, and then I meditated last night, and this landed for me, so I'm going to share it with you. When we remove all the hope, you will reveal the honest truth. And this is something that I've been toying with for a while, the word hope. I use it a lot. I mean, I always use it in emails. Like, I hope you have a great day. I hope that this is like working out for you, like using this word hope all the time. And I'm starting to really wonder how I feel about the definition of hope and if it is what I want to have in my life. I used to think hope was so beautiful and so exciting and so lovely. And it's just, hope is such a really wonderful feeling. But something that I've started to recognize as I continue to build my life and my business and the relationships that I have within them all, whether it's with people or money or dogs or anything like that, when there's a lot of hope, there seems to be also a lot of hurt. And that is something that's really revelationary. Is that a word? It's a revelation for me because I always thought hope was such a beautiful word. And I'm starting to recognize that it might not be. I had a mentor of mine who said, hope is desperation. And I hated that he said that. I didn't like it because it really threw a curveball for me because it didn't align with my internal definition of what hope is. And now I'm starting to recognize maybe it's not desperation, but it's just it's like a veil that guards or shadows over like the truth. Personal example, I'm like in the dating scene, 31 and dating, and there's a lot of hope in the dating world, but there also is a lot of hurt in the dating world as one navigates it, and trying not to get your hopes up is a common saying. And this is just an experience that went along with me. It was just through a dating experience. There's hope there. It feels like it's going well. And then all of a sudden it just ends, and you kind of know it's going to happen, but you want to hold on to the hope anyways, because the hope just feels so good. And the same has happened in my business with staff, hoping that like they will turn around and it will turn out better. And it had never worked out. And so same with money and clients, finding like the best clients coming through your door, and like they want to work with you, and you send out the proposal and there's all this hope, and then it just doesn't happen. It doesn't land. And so it takes away. And that used to really be how I ran my business. I used to run my business solely on hope. Like, I hope I get this client. I would fall in love with every single client that came through the door, and I would have this feeling of such connection and wanting them to be a part of my like world and be an element, and wanting to help them so much, and then not landing it, and I would be so disappointed. Or it wouldn't work out for very long or something like that. And so, yeah, this definition of hope, what is it? I think there is a time and place to have it, but a hope without expectations. And that's a tricky balance. And that's something that I want to work on, because, yeah, the hope does veil the actual truth. For example, if like a client, I can remember when I was in my first year, like there was a huge client, and I wanted it so bad, and I liked them so much, and I thought they were so wonderful. And I really hoped that I would get it. I really did. But when I looked at it from afar, like I knew that there were flags there anyways. But I really wanted them. Like there was a lot of hope there for many reasons. Like they would increase my revenue, which was great at the time because I was a solo freelancer. And their brand really aligned, and like the company that they had was awesome. But the way that they operated their business, like the truth behind all of that, was the way that they operated their business was not in alignment with my values and goals and future of how I wanted to support people in business. And so there's the truth. But I was so hopeful, and I was succumbed by that high that comes with all of the hope that I just kind of pushed past that. And then they would come in, and I'd get so excited because they'd be in my life. But then I'd start to see the flags, and I'd start to see, oh, they don't pay their invoices on time. Oh, they like don't respect my time and my boundaries. And oh, they really don't like the work that I do, or they're so picky and they nitpick every piece of writing. And so that's when hope can kind of screw you over. And that's definitely been my experience in business, personal, everywhere in my life, is recognizing, okay, like this hope is here, but can I see through it? Can I allow it to exist because it feels great, but also allow myself to see through it and make decisions based on the real truth, not on the high that the hope brings. Hope is a drug. It really is. And I think I've been running a lot of my 20s, late 20s into my 30s here with that as a driving motivator. I don't feel it as much in my business as I used to. I definitely recognize now that there are places where I do. Still, when clients come through and I really, really, really want to work in that niche, or I really want something for my staff because I know they really want that experience working in a certain niche, I can feel the hope creeping in, but I don't quite get as low as I used to. When hope got taken away, I used to spiral and would be on the ground, and it would take me out completely, and I wouldn't even want to look at the truth and the reality of the situation and how it actually made a lot of sense. Why it didn't land. And now I don't spiral. And I think that is a really powerful measure. Especially I just experienced hope getting taken away, and I didn't spiral in the way that I used to. I felt a few tears, and there was a little bit of grief, because I do find that when hope does get taken away, there is a grieving period. And it's not even grieving the person or the client or the financial loss. it's grieving the hope and having that leave you because it felt so good and so full. And as I grow my business and as you grow your business, I would ask you to, I would encourage you to inquire where maybe there are places where you're holding on to hope rather than looking at the real truth. And for me, what just happened, the real truth was it wasn't aligned, not long term. It just didn't match. There were pieces that made sense and there were definitely values that aligned, but overall, like with my future and what I'm looking for, it just wasn't a match. And that's okay. And I am grateful for the experience to be able to, one, share this podcast with you. I do love having personal podcasts sometimes. I've got a whole list of podcast ideas that have been generated by my team, and I will tackle those next. But I'm working on just allowing some of these to be in a state of flow because they're so much fun and they really allow me to share and for you to get to know me as a business owner and human being, trying to navigate this world in a very unique time. And so, yeah, I think that's really all I've got to say. It's a quick one. I think these ones, 10, 15 minutes max, diving into I don't know, is it philosophical, psychological, a unique theoretical concept? And I'd be curious what you think about that, what you think about hope. What is your definition of hope? Do you have the same experience as me? I don't know. I don't know if everyone has the same experience, but I do challenge you to look in the world and look in your areas of where do you hold on to hope the most, and why do you hold on to that instead of facing the truth? What is it? What do you really want? For me, the hope, I think, disguises what I do really want, which is like a really great long-term loving relationship with a partner that wants to grow and do all the things that I want to do in my business and in my life. And that hope just gives me a glimpse of what that feels like. But it definitely disguises the not the truth of what it isn't, and what that relationship isn't. But I really want the feeling, I want that. And that's just where hope comes in for me now. It used to come in with clients because I really needed the money and I really wanted the money and I really wanted to grow BNL. So that was where the hope came in. It disguised me a lot to allow them to come in so I could grow and BNL could grow. And I think the hope in the relationship side of my life, allowing them to come in because they also help me grow. They do in their own unique ways, whether it's a positive experience or a negative experience. I do grow every single time, and the hope almost allows it to come in, even though my intuition is like, nah, this is not going to be the one. But you can hope for a while and it'll feel good, but you have another lesson to learn with this one. So I see hope and truth as two different entities. They can be two different colors. They're probably two different people with two different voices, and they speak very differently. And so, yeah, this has been a really wonderful conversation that I have just had with myself, and I look forward to hearing what you think about it, what your definition of hope is, how your experience with hope has been, and where it might be being used as a tool in order to continue to allow you to grow and learn, but maybe stopping you from getting what you actually want. And that is definitely where hope is landing for me right now. And I wish her well. But I am going to be very conscious of when that little energy sneaks in and might be disguising the truth of what really is happening in the scenario or in my business or in my life. So as I finish this up, I would love to hear from you on social media. The team is going to be creating awesome posts around these podcasts. Can't wait to see what they do. As you have probably noticed, they are changing the feed, and they've been working their magic and creating absolutely beautiful content. And I would love to invite you to come see at BNL Social on Instagram, look at what we're up to. And if you ever have any questions about social media or life, like, I am always happy to talk about either of those things. And I just cannot wait to connect with you again. I hope you have an amazing day, morning, night, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and we will chat again soon. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly with BNL. We are so grateful you stopped by, and we hope that something from today's conversation ignited the inspiration you were looking for so that you can keep moving forward towards the life of your dreams. This podcast was produced by BNL Media Consulting with the amazing help of Podigy Podcasts. We'd love to hear your takeaways from this episode, so be sure to leave us a review, as well as give us a follow on Instagram at BNL Social. If you need any help with your social media marketing, feel free to visit our website at www.bnlmediaconsulting.com, and we would be more than happy to support you. We hope you have an amazing day, and we cannot wait to connect with you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.